Joining me now, two star traders, Market Rebellion's John Najarian and the Fitz-Gerald Group's Keith Fitz-Gerald. John, the gyrations may not be over. The president just in the last 2 hours announced that maybe he might signal another tariff coming when it comes to Canadian lumber. So how do you see an opportunity right now? Is it too dangerous?
That'd be an opportunity to buy Weyerhaeuser, by the way, which is a REIT that is lumber. It's based in the U.S. That would be, bang, as soon as that happens, if it happens. And it will eventually. He'll at least threaten it, Liz. But I view all of these as opportunities, both when we see the pullback and when we see the bounce up. So I like volatility. It's, the lifeblood of a trader.
Okay,
it's
but let's
nervous
stop there.
For investors, though.
Trader versus investor, or longer-term investor. And if you look at lumber prices, let this just be an explainer in a way, Keith, to how the market has been dealing with these on-again, off-again tariffs. I mean, this is the picture right now for intraday lumber. And you see it was down, and then suddenly it spikes if we are going to see some tariffs. So give me a sense, Keith, of how you're viewing at the macro level all of the changes this week and the market's reaction, which has not been pretty.
Well, I'd be happy to. What you're seeing is classic, really. I mean, the markets are the only store on earth where people fear a sale. It doesn't matter whether you're a trader and you have a short-term horizon or an investor and you have a long-term horizon. If you focus on quality, you can go buy the things that have big business cases, strong growth, strong management. And that's what we've been focused on for the last few days, is where can we find the best names at the deepest discounts? And boy, there's some deep discounts.
Yeah, deep discounts, but did they miss it? Suddenly the markets are coming back. I'm not so sure, though, John, because as you look at minute to minute, forget day to day, these headlines continue to yank the markets in different directions.
Yeah, and I would say take President Trump at his word the same way that I take Jay Powell at his. I think both are very transparent. Trump has said he's going to do these tariffs. He is going to threaten them, and then he's going to do them. And sometimes he'll push them out further into the future to give him a little more negotiating room.
Okay, so what do you avoid? What do you avoid then, if that's the truth?
You avoid stocks that are like the FOMO stocks, the fear of missing out. A few weeks ago, that was Palantir. A few weeks ago, it was Super Microcomputer. And so forth.
I can hear Keith Fitz-Gerald's.
But those are also stocks that I would buy on these dips. I mean, it went from 125, 130, Palantir did, all the way down to $79.
Yeah, and it's come back up, right?
Yep,
I mean, it's at $84, Keith. Did you buy at the low here?
We sold before it started to go down. We took a little bit off the table, and we're busy using that money to buy back into it. So, yeah, you bet we did.
Okay.
Yep, smart move.
And what about Tesla? Because Tesla is one that you have been pounding the table on for several years, and you've been buying on dips in the past. Is that the case now? Because it doesn't look good. I mean, they are seeing some really negative numbers when it comes to scaling back the purchases in Europe. Who knows how it's going to look when they come out with their numbers here in the United States?
Well, I think that's a fair and a very sharp question, right? And if I viewed Tesla as a car company, then fine, I'd be very concerned, but I don't. I think the robotics, I think the FSD, I think the annuity that comes with charging, any of those things are potentially, and this is a big statement, Liz, potentially worth more in a few years than all of Tesla is today. We haven't even begun to scratch the surface of the stuff he's involved in. So I'm willing to take the heat. I'm willing to take the downturn because I think the bigger picture is still a lot brighter.
Well, yeah, and maybe not so, though, for the entire auto sector, John. I mean, if you are looking at these tariffs, which have been staved off until, what is it, April 2nd?
Yes.
I don't know. My timeline is just
he didn't want to do it on
wildly
April 1st.
Vibrating. Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, he has pushed it out. I was just up in Toronto yesterday and today, just flew in from there. They're worried up there because there's probably 50,000 jobs tied to the auto industry up in Canada. So both sides can talk tough, Liz, but when you start looking at the real damage done to the economy, I think it'll bring people to the table to negotiate on both sides. I'm not just saying Trump is going to just bully this. I'm saying Trudeau and the leader of Mexico will also have to come to the middle, and the USMCA, which replaced NAFTA under Trump's first term,
which he signed.
That is going to be renegotiated the 26th, 2026. So basically, all of what's happening now is a precursor to that.
Keith, I do want to just quickly hit tech, which, as we said, has gotten clobbered this week and maybe even part of last week, too. Specifically, we got earnings from Marvell. We got earnings from HPE, and HPE today. That is just not a pretty picture, certainly. These are the companies that help put in the data center equipment. We've got the CEO coming up. So I'm just interested to know what you look at with the entire tech picture, specifically as it pertains to AI and the picks and shovels around AI.
Well, thank you for asking. I look really at who's got the quality names. I'm typically going to go after the first 1 or 2 positions in any industry, in any segment. I'm going to go needles in the haystacks. You know, where can I get the best value right now? To me, it's going to be those top tier players, because AI isn't going away. AI isn't suddenly going to vanish because we have tariffs or not. AI isn't going to vanish because everybody gets freaked out or scared. If anything, we're going to continue to accelerate. It's the greatest recorded investment theme in human history. So if you have that assumption and you can stomach it, which is a different question, I would encourage people to stick with it.
Both of these guys, by the way, for our viewers, have very strong stomachs. They've got the six-pack abs, the whole thing, because traders have to, right? Hey, guys, it's great to see you. And again, yes, the CEO of HPE, Antonio Neri, is coming up later in the show. In the meantime, we are still waiting on President Trump to make